What if the smallest thing that you tend to this week could open the door to something sacred? Hi, I'm Gemma. I'm a mum of 4 boys, and every month I create these videos for the 13 new moons of the year. We talk about the archetypal energy of that new moon, and I present to you a mother archetype that I think represents that energy. And these archetypes are within all of us. Some of them you're going to resonate strongly with, others of them are going to feel like so completely detached from you. They are our shadow archetypes that we have forgotten or that we try not to express for some reason. And through this journey of the 13 moons, we are connecting with each of these mother archetypes and reintegrating, having a chance to meet them, to understand them, and to do a small ritual to help us connect to this energy. So this moon, the Virgo new moon, I call the tending moon. And the mother archetype that we are going to meet this time is the devoted mother. The tending moon comes during this season of harvest, right at the beginning of harvest, where we're starting to see those first fruits, the first grain harvest, the first apples and blackberries. And we're out of that spring planting phase, out of the summer resting phase, and we're moving into this space of bounty, of harvest. There are things to do, there are things to check in with, there are things that need to be tended. And in this tending moon energy, there are ways in which we need to participate. Virgo energy brings this sense of service, of wanting to bring something, wanting to bring in the harvest, I suppose. As we are under this new moon, I feel like that might not be the right word. It feels like you'd be under a full moon. But as we're in the energy of the new moon in Virgo, of the tending moon, of the time to attend to the work of harvest, we meet the devoted mother who sits with this energy, who is in the Virgo in all of us, and who is present with us at this time of year, particularly during the new moon, when the sun and the moon join together to amplify that Virgo energy and to really align. So when the sun and the moon are together, we're seeing like our purpose and our emotional self both on the same page. So let's talk about the devoted mother. Who is she? What is she like? What is she trying to tell you? She is the one who notices. She's the one who sees the things that need to be done. The little things, the little loose threads that need to be tended, and the things that other people might miss. Virgo is a perfectionist, after all. It is the energy that we all associate with Virgo. The idea that she understands the sacred pattern of things and the way that things would be if everything were as it should be. And she sees the things that are out of order. I think this is something that is really common to come up in motherhood as well. Like where we may have previously not been, where we might have been a bit messy and chaotic, motherhood instantly gives us this sense of responsibility. There are a lot of little things that need to be done that only we can see. I saw this reel the other day where a man put on like his wife's glasses, and as he put them on, suddenly there were like piles of mess everywhere, and he took them off and he was like, where's it all gone? And there is this sense that we see things that need to be done that other people don't necessarily see. And this devoted mother she reminds us that doing the little things is an act of sacred service. But she's not telling us that so that we can work ourselves to the bone, and that we can make everything perfect for everyone else at the expense of ourselves. The devoted mother knows that paying attention to herself, that being devoted to herself, is an act of service too. We often hear that like the mother needs to put on her oxygen mask first before putting them on her children so that she can put them on her children. And yet that feels so disconnected from reality sometimes. Like we are constantly putting other people's needs first, and we often don't even notice until we're so burned out that we can barely function. And that is absolutely not the medicine of the devoted mother. That is her shadow for sure. But in her wholeness, in her completeness, she reminds us the devotion that we show to ourselves is for the benefit of everything else, that we are able to maintain things, that we are able to tend to the things only if we have tended to ourselves, only if we are prioritizing our own self-care, and that is also important. One of the things that I've been reflected on as I've been thinking about this video and what I want to share, and about my connection to the devoted mother, I've been starting recently to retend to my altars. I have several altars around my house, and over the past year where I've been pregnant and been like just doing a bunch of different things and in a bunch of different transitions for various reasons at various points in the last year, so many things have sort of slipped to the side or just needed like reimagining. Do you know what I mean? Like the intention has changed behind some of these things. I think sometimes that is one of the things about having an altar that we don't think about, that they are anchoring an energy, and if the intention behind our energy shifts, then we need to make changes to our altar and what that looks like. And so as I have relaunched my business, my work and purpose altar, I guess I would call it, has needed to shift and change. And so I have recreated that. That was part of my clearing space video. I spoke about that. And then I've had to like rethink what my relationship to this place and this home is, as I think about really wanting to move and to start a new life somewhere else in the not too distant future, and kind of putting those aspirations into that space and making space in my spiritual practices, in my devotion, in my tending to my altars. Treat them as little acts of self-care, little sacred moments of pause for myself as I refresh my offerings, as I think about what needs to be there, as I cleanse the spaces, allowing that to be a moment of self-care for myself, as well as an offering to my gods and goddesses and local spirits, like allowing that to be a moment of self-love and a moment of devotion to myself. And as I have been focusing on doing that over the past couple of months, it has definitely transformed the way in which I'm living my life and the ways in which I'm prioritizing myself. As these spiritual practices often do, you feel like you're doing one thing and then it just shifts everything. And I have found that almost that time stretches. Like the more you make time for yourself, the more you find ways to make time for yourself. And these aren't necessarily extra things. It's about intention, right? So now every time that I'm able to stop and make myself a cup of tea, I am pouring more intention into that than I did previously. And I am making it a moment of devoted self-care. And that has been such a powerful shift for me. I have almost been able to, gosh, I can't even find words for it, but I have been able to show myself a level of love that I think had been missing. And it has shifted the way that I think of myself, the way that I'm moving through my life. It's shifted the way that I ask for the things that I need even, and has helped me to have conversations about what we actually need as a family that has grown and that has shifting needs, that has, my oldest is going off to university soon, and then I've got little ones who are just, needing potty training. So there's a real shifting going on, and finding ways to tend to all of the things has actually been a journey in finding ways to tend to myself. And so I want to offer you this tiny ritual, this tiny act of devotion for yourself and for your space and for your family. I want to encourage you under this new moon or during this Virgo season. We have 2 Virgo new moons, so pick a moon. This is a time when we can take a moment to show devotion to a piece of our space. And so I would encourage you to find a space. Maybe there's a space that you've been meaning to declutter. Maybe there is a space that needs a little bit of love. Maybe you just want to get a bunch of flowers and place them on your table as an act of devotion to your space, to your home, to yourself. And I want to give you this mantra. I tend to this as an act of devotion. May my care ripple out in ways unseen. Say that as you are cleaning, as you are freshening up a space, as you are bringing in your flowers and your offering. Maybe it's your altar, like me. Maybe it's your altar that you are cleaning, and allow that to be an act of sacred devotion, of divine connection, and allow yourself to accept it as a moment of devotion to yourself, and see what shifts in your world. See what changes happen from this tiny ritual. This is something that I have been clinging to in motherhood. The tiny rituals, the tiny moments, tiny joys, tiny pieces of self-care, because they are the ones that feel accessible. Anything grand or important feels like even the childcare logistics make that feel less like self-care and more like a complex thing to put together. And so taking these tiny moments, taking a moment where, especially if it's something that you would do already, clean a space that you would have cleaned already, but do it as an act of devotion. Just completely shift your focus. Allow yourself to really connect with this energy of the devoted mother, tending to her space, tending to the little things that need to be tended to, and making everything more beautiful, more calm, and more joyful as she goes. If you're interested to know more about these 13 moons and this journey through the year, I have a little PDF that I put together which gives you some information on each of the 13 moons and their archetypes. So you are welcome to download that. I will put a link in the description. If you are interested in working with me, then please check out the ways that you can do that on my website. I would love to meet you. If you have tried this ritual and if you would like to share something about how tending to these spaces, tending to yourself, has been transformative for you too, please do drop me a note in the comments. I would love to hear your story too.